paid program. Views expressed on this program are not necessarily those of CBS Radio, its sponsors, or affiliates.
Welcome to the Hardcore Mortgage Real Estate Business Show, brought to you by Capital Mortgage Funding. We've got 1 hour of real estate to talk about. I'm Harvey Freed. There's Alex Nafusi and Harry Glanz. Good morning, gentlemen.
Morning, guys. Good to be back with you after I took a week off of the show last week. And I heard you guys. I was driving up to Lansing, then subsequently to Kalamazoo. And I was listening to you guys.
We just got it done here. We tried to cover.
I think it's good. I think it's good when you guys talk about mortgages. I really do. I think it's really good. I think it's really good when you talk about mortgages.
It's really good. Hey, there's Dan Dubinsky, Skyward Realty, downtown Royal Oak. What's going on, Dan?
Good morning, guys.
Good morning. Thanks for coming in, Dan. It's May 9, 2015.
How about this? Double D in the parking lot whips out all the statistics that he's got, brings in heavy statistics. He's
what
good.
Is this?
Well, he's a good guy. He knows what he's doing.
It's proving what we've been talking about the last couple of weeks.
Talk about price per square foot.
Prices are increasing. Prices are increasing. More properties on the market. Less days on the market. We're seeing houses are starting to sell. You know, we've had a referral you guys gave us, was sitting on the market through another company for about 6 months. Comes over to us. We really, actually, we did do something with it. We took a dining room. You walk right in this house. It was a dining room. We took off the dining room light and made it into a little sitting room. So now it feels a little bit better going into it. I don't know if that helped, but hey, it sold. We had it for about a month and a half, and it sold for pretty darn close to asking price.
That's great.
You opened up a can of worms.
How long was it on the market?
It was on the market with us about a month and a half. With the other company, about 6 months.
So you walked in, you made a little minor adjustment there, made it a little bit more appealing. Somebody came in and bought it right away.
Yeah, we walk right in the front door, and you have a dining room table. It kind of feels awkward. And I told him, listen, I said, you know what? Let's make this a little more easy sitting room, something where you have 2 chairs, a table, and it felt a whole lot better when you walk through.
I think as a whole, people, when they sell they don't know what other people like. And that's why you hire a real estate agent or you hire someone that's going to stage your property, because what you like is not probably what the general population likes.
You know, we see all those shows on HGTV and stuff, and I never really realized it, but, you know, they say don't put personal pictures up. And when you walk through and show people, you know what happens? If you have personal pictures out, they look at the pictures, don't focus on the house. Right. So those things they tell you, those little tips really do work. You know, obviously clutter, get rid of big pieces. You still like to have furniture in there for sizing, so they can get an idea of what their furniture might look like, but you don't want it cluttered in there.
Well, case in point, it just seems like at this point in time, that person walked in, and it's going to be a lifestyle for them. We always say buy a house because of lifestyle, right? Buy a house because it's where you want to live, where you want to go to school, where you want to go shopping, because that's where you live. You can always drive to work.
Exactly.
Right? So these people walked in, and this house, after you made that little minor adjustment, fit their lifestyle.
Yeah, and you realize when people they have something in their mind already. They focus on an area, they know what they have in mind, and then it's trying to match that with what they're looking for. A lot of times they have more in their mind, and they have to give up on a little something. I don't even care if it's $1 million buyer. You're giving up something, but you know, they know their wants and their needs.
Great start to the morning, 9:04. We're going to give you 1 hour of the Hardcore Mortgage Show. We want to hear from you. 248-539-9797 here in the studio. Also, call Capital Mortgage all day long. Get that approval letter that you need. Also, if you haven't refinanced, definitely call Capital 1-800-LOW-RATE, the best mortgage banker. I like the path we're on to start things off. It actually came up this week about staging and putting the best face forward of your house. And one of the things came up is on some appraisals, and we were hearing around the office, where there's repairs still and there's missing paint and peeling paint. It just shocks me in 2015. If your listing agent is not telling you that you need to go ahead and scrape and paint and put a fresh coat of paint on that house, then you need to do that.
Yeah,
that's actually
little
that's
things.
A great point.
Yeah, well, any little thing, you know, when I walk through a listing, I point out if there's a squeaky stair, I step on it a couple times, make sure they're aware of it. You know, we've had a guy who said, listen, the lock sticks on the front, we'll have people go around the back. I said, really? For $50 to change the lock? You want them to come in the front entrance and present that home?
He's sprayed WD-40 on it.
What's that?
WD-40 on it.
Yeah, well, no, I don't know. I don't know, man.
I'm not handy, but I'm just saying. I mean, if your
but the point is that you want to put your best foot forward, and coming through the front door and opening as opposed to going through
is that
the
a
back.
true?
It is a true story.
Well, you really shouldn't sell your house fixed.
That's completely
without doubt.
asinine.
You know what? Majority of people, after we're done and they put their home on the market, they say, "Wow, this is the nicest my home has ever looked."
Yeah, it didn't look like that when they lived there.
No, but the smart people do that because otherwise you're leaving money on the table.
Exactly.
248-539-9797. We take all your calls. Again, different opinions always in this room. We don't always have the same opinion on things. But what we do, one thing we definitely agree on is educating the borrower and making sure that they're set up for success in this
vote
house.
Tuesday, Harvey?
What's that?
Vote Tuesday?
I went out for the vote. Yeah, for the proposal.
Hey, let's take the mortgages.
Yeah.
Okay,
Hey,
go.
bro.
No, here,
bro,
you ready?
my-
I voted. Okay. What do you
let's
asking
say
him
this.
for if he voted?
We had such
My
a great,
horse didn't
we had
come
such
close.
we had such a great show last week, and then with like 10 minutes left, Harvey was just going into politics.
right.
The road repairs aren't
Yeah,
politics.
forget about it. Yeah,
That's
don't-
road
here,
repair.
yeah. Housing rates.
Housing.
Yes.
Good. State
Anyways,
Appraisals.
we talk about educating the borrower always on the show. Again, 248-539-9797. Moving forward, I mean, it's really about the documentation. It's the key. It's really what my job's become is gathering your documents and dissecting them and making sure that all the documents are there so that the underwriters are going to look at your file and say, this is a clean file and we're ready to go. There's so much to learn between A and Z on a purchase. That's why you need more expert people in the transaction. Again, I had a guy, shopping me to death on Monday and Tuesday. By the way, rates actually got a little bit better on Thursday and Friday from Monday,
but they
Tuesday,
went
and
up
Wednesday.
9 days straight in a row.
Yeah, 9 days straight. We finally got some relief. Again, don't try to time the market. Get professional people to give you the knowledge, and then you can make the right decision. That's the key about it, especially in these very volatile times. You're trying to time when you're going to close on a purchase. You got a lot of things going on. Again, definitely get your ducks in a row and deal with professional people. They'll enlighten you on everything in the process.
So and I have to pick on realtors a little bit. So my partner, Dan Burke, he's been in the mortgage business over 26 years. So he does he does an approval letter for somebody. And the next day, the realtor calls him up and says, "Hi, Dan Burke, this is so-and-so realtor. Is this person really approved?" So, Dan, you got to know Dan to love Dan. What do you mean, are they really approved? Did I send you an approval letter? Yeah.
Well,
then they're really approved.
Did she go, I'm doing my due diligence.
Right. Are you
That's my
really
favorite.
approved? But that's where the industry is. And I always say, and people in my office don't like when I say this, in the mortgage industry, we're our own worst enemies because there are people out there that send these, in your guys' terminology, funky approvals that aren't really worth the paper that they're written on. So, of course, you're going to get some agents that are skeptical about it.
Certainly.
But certainly when Dan Burke writes an approval letter, it's going to be approved.
You
Let's
would think
face
so.
it.
question,
You would
yeah.
think
Yeah.
so. We train all our agents to do that, no matter where they come from, obviously from you guys. But it's amazing. The big banks are the ones that
Well,
are
right.
surprising the most.
Right. Is it really approved? No. We show up to work every day, write approval letters, and we don't approve
Well,
people.
here's the thing. What I've learned is people kind of fib on how much they make. So I ask them, have you actually seen the documentation? Or are they just telling you this verbally?
But they can't fib to us. See, they can lie to their family, their brother-in-law and sister-in-law, and their whole family about how much money they make.
Right.
But when it comes time to applying for a mortgage, guess what?
You guys,
Remember
it's going to come out.
Remember,
There
I
you
had
go.
to sit down with that one kid in your office who will not be mentioned on the air, and I'm like, explain to me. He said he made $250 a year. I'm like, this is your current pay stub. This is your 12 tax. This is your 13 tax. Get me to $250.
You know what, Alex? I should have stepped out of the room because he told me that at the bar what he made. So maybe he would have been truthful if I'd stepped out of the room.
Yeah, I'm like, get me to 250. Somehow, show me how it is.
All right, let's get to some of these calls, too. We got Brian starting things off from Fort Gratiot. Good morning, Brian. Welcome to our show.
Good morning, guys.
Hi, Brian. How are you?
Good. I'm doing good. I've got my question is my wife and I are planning on moving from the area, heading closer back to the side of town where we both want to, kind of grew up and stuff. We have a tri-level home, and we find that tri-levels aren't the most desired homes, or at least they're tougher to sell than your typical ranches. We've modernized our home quite a bit. We've put a lot of work. It's got great curb appeal. We've done, all updated kitchens, bathrooms, paint. The problem is, as I was talking to your screener, is we've got some cosmetic stuff. The house was built in 78. There's some, drywall blemishes. There's some nail pops that, you can kind of see in the ceiling and stuff like that, but nothing over the top. And where we're at in the point now is, do we move forward and start spending more money to hope that that's going to come back to us? Like if we put another $5,000 more into the house, is it really going to mean more? Is it someone's going to change paint schemes? Because people usually come in and buy a house and want to make it their own. What would you guys recommend on something like that? And what's your thoughts on tri-level homes overall? I mean, how would you market a home like that? We have a nice big yard.
Is a tri-level a common elevation in your neighborhood? In your subdivision or where you live, are there a lot of tri-levels, or is yours one of the only ones?
No, sir. There's several. I mean, there's
Okay.
several. I mean, we feel. I mean, I guess we're biased, but we feel like ours is. It's probably one of the nicer ones in the area.
Okay, so if there's several, it's going to sell because it's common for the area. That's number one. Number two is
Okay.
if you do have repairs and nail pops and things like that, you got to get them done. I'm not talking about painting the whole house or doing dramatic changes, but if somebody comes in and they see peeling paint or nail pops, or as you say, I mean, it might not even take $5,000 worth of repair work.
And your FHA is going to require that anyway. So if you want to open yourself to more buyers, which a lot of FHA, VA buyers out there, they're going to come out and require you to fix those type of items.
Okay.
Want to hang on, Harv?
You know what, Brian? We're gonna let him go. Actually, we're gonna let
Brian,
you go.
I'll call after the show. I'll have Dan call after the show. You guys can put it together from there.
There you go. 248-539-9797. We come back. All of your calls.
97.1 The Ticket.
Hi, Harry Glantz for Capital Mortgage Funding. Rates are at historic lows, so what are you waiting for? Call 1-800-LOW-RATE and let our award-winning staff help you save money. Look, if you're looking to purchase a new home, refinance your existing home, and you want to save money, call 1-800-LOW-RATE and take advantage of these historic low rates. That's Capital Mortgage Funding, 1-800-LOW-RATE, the best mortgage banker. What are you waiting for? Call 1-800-LOW-RATE. Capital Mortgage Funding is powered by Fairway Independent Mortgage Corporation, NMLS ID number 2289, Equal Housing Lender.
Hello, sir or madam. I am going door to door to tell people about World Class Millions.
Yes, ma'am. And what?
World Class Millions, the Michigan Lottery's new $30 instant game.
But why
are we so excited about it? Because there is an amazing $114 million in total prizes.
But that's
going to mean a lot of winners.
No, I was going to
ask about the top prizes. $4 million.
Wow. But why go door to door? I mean, everyone should hear about this, like on the radio.
Radio? Why didn't I think of that?
Play World Class Millions and put some really big play in your day. Welcome to Imagination Minute from the Michigan Lottery's Cash for Life instant games. Now close your eyes, unless you're driving. Now imagine winning up to $5,000 a week for the rest of your life. That could mean exotic cruises or a dream home. No bigger. Yes. Now, if you imagined all that with just a few sound effects, what could you do with the real thing? Cash for Life instant games from the Michigan Lottery. You could win up to $5,000 a week for life, plus millions in other cash prizes. Just imagine.
Come celebrate spring at Ray Wiegand's Nursery, where the flowers of spring are blooming just in time for Mother's Day. Ray Wiegand's Nursery experts can help you create the best gardens and landscapes for your home. Brighten your home this Mother's Day with our hanging baskets and porch pots, like our gorgeous 10-inch wave petunia and geranium hanging baskets, regularly $24.99, now only $16.99. Over 30% off. And all of our beautiful 10-inch geranium porch pots, normally $29.99, now are just $19.99. Again, over 30% off. Give Mom a gift of beauty that will last for years. Our entire selection of roses are now 20% off, and all 1, 2, and 3 gallon size perennials are all 20% off. And there's great savings on much more. Be sure to visit our website at WeegansNursery.com. Remember, for the best quality, selection, value, and service, buy direct from the nursery. Ray Wiegand's Nursery in Macomb Township on Romeo Plank Road. We make it worth the drive.
For Kate and Peter, remodeling the kitchen on a budget meant thinking creatively about each step along the way. So they met with a loan specialist at First Merit Bank and got a home equity line of credit at 2.99% APR, with no closing costs or application fees, flexible payment options, and continuous access to available credit. Now, Kate and Peter are busy celebrating the kitchen of their dreams and toasting to the money they saved. For details on financing your next big expense, including credit costs and terms, call 800-41-MERIT. That's 800-41-MERIT. Or visit firstmerit.com. First Merit Bank. You first. Subject to credit approval. 2.99% is a variable annual percentage rate. Borrower must have a line of $50,000 or more with a minimum draw of $20,000 at time of closing and set up an automatic payment from a First Merit checking account to obtain this rate. Member FDIC. Equal housing lender.
The Home Depot has a winner for Mother's Day. Actually, 2. Your choice of a classic 7.5-inch square planter or a 10-inch hanging basket of colorful annuals, special buys at just $7.88. So let's give Mom the credit and the flowers she deserves. Not just for a day, but all season long. Let's do this. Classic square planters or 10-inch hanging baskets, just $7.88 at the Home Depot. More saving, more doing. While supplies last, selection may vary by store. U.S. only.
Don't have time to talk? Send us a text instead. The Galliana's Van Dyke Dodge Ticket Text, 97136. Don't overpay. Get into Galliana's Van Dyke Dodge today.
CBS Monday. Raise a toast as the two broke girls open their new business.
I'm drunk with power. Also a little drunk.
New Two Broke Girls, CBS Monday.
97.1 The Ticket would like to remind you that when you text the ticket, standard text messaging rates apply.
Welcome back to the show. We're broadcasting live till 10 o'clock. It's the Hardcore Mortgage Show brought to you by Capital Mortgage Fund. And give us a call. We've got a full office all day long, all weekend long at 1-800-LOW-RATE, the best mortgage bank. I know Ronnie J there, along with our whole staff. Definitely help you get that approval letter.
Busiest week so far of the year, Harvey, in purchase transactions and applications this week.
Oh, was
this
it?
This past week. Absolutely.
Okay.
Busiest
May
week.
is rocking.
Busiest week.
Very busy. I mean, look, there's no doubt that the delays could be just due to the amount of volume here. Obviously, in the Midwest, people don't buy as many houses in the wintertime as they typically do in the springtime. So things are definitely really jumping in that. Yeah.
I think one of my stats
Dan,
here
go to
supports
your,
that.
go to your stats, Dan. That's why that was a good lead-in.
Well,
Dan picked up on that.
It's going up. I can't find the one here, but it says, it's increased, I think, about by 20%, just activity sales in the past 3 months. Mm-hmm. So you're seeing that more people are out there. There's more listings, but there's also more buyers.
Dan, we definitely should applaud your geometry teacher for putting this graph together. Maybe we'll call her up and see if she can bump up your grade. That is very serious that you put together here.
You know Dan didn't do
a lot of great information.
I do take this serious.
Mortgage rates extremely volatile, as we always mention. The jobs report this week was definitely a little bit off, so there was a little bit of improvement towards the end of the week. Alex, you mentioned it. We had 2 weeks of rates really moving in the wrong direction.
Well, didn't the jobs report come out that there weren't as many job losses as they predicted?
I thought it was the other way around, that they said that there weren't as many jobs created. Jobless claims were actually higher.
Okay, that's the same thing. We just inverted what we said.
Okay.
That's correct. You are correct.
I have to read up on this stuff more here.
I appreciate that.
A little less risky out there. Look, if the...
You're good at putting files together, though, bro.
I'm a people person.
248-539-9797. Pretty big news in the world of some credit changes, actually, that came up recently. They reported it yesterday. I'm just giving you some information out here. Lots of consumers out there have delinquencies all over their credit reports from bankruptcies. Now that supposedly the United States Department of Justice got involved, and they're going to require that if you included the debts in your bankruptcy, that they have to be removed from your credit report. So sort of good news out there for some families that might have had some past problems, maybe went through some rough times. Now they're back on their feet. That credit score should start going up and reflecting that. So stay tuned with more information on that. As we continue our show, 248-539-9797, definitely want to talk about negotiation, Dan. Being a real estate agent in Southeast Michigan, there's many of you out there. You know, really, what separates the top agents from just someone who just got their license? Besides 8 million things, I wanted to hear it from you.
Well, I'll tell you what, Sean in our office, you know Sean.
Yeah, absolutely.
He put a house on the market in Berkeley for $125,000, and he calls me the next day and says, "We have an offer." I said, "Just one offer?" He said, "Yes." And I said, "How much was it?" He said, $130,000. And I said, "Well, you're telling me they went $5,000 over without having another offer to compete with?" And he said, "Yes." I said, "Well, accept the deal." I didn't understand. Usually, so when you're a realtor, what you want to do is call the other agent, find out, are there any other offers, any other interest? If there's not, put your offer in. And it doesn't have to be above and beyond. Maybe if you really want it, give them asking price. But, you know, that's the issue with the realtors. And
why would the buyer's agent allow them to go $5,000 over asking for no reason?
Who knows? Maybe the buyer's agent recommended it. Who knows? But to me, that just seems absurd that you would go over asking when there's no other competition, nothing else on the table.
Yeah, these are real contracts that people are signing, by the way. This is called a purchase agreement. It's really a real contract.
Right. And again, when we call up, you try to find it. And what I say to them is, I say, listen, between the time that I'm talking to you right now and the time that you see my offer, if you have anything else come in or any other interest, please notify me so we can amend that offer.
Yeah, but you know what you're doing, man. I mean, there's so many agents out there now that have no clue.
You know, your industry has been regulated a little bit more. I think it should be a little bit more. Ours should be the same.
Well, I don't think our industry's been regulated enough, actually. I know I'm going to get some calls on that and some hate emails on that. But,
we've got Con Ed. We do 8 hours every year, right?
8 hours.
Yeah,
That's amazing.
What do you guys? I know you guys.
6.
Oh, my God. No, ours is more than 6.
Okay.
Well, Dan, besides
it's been somebody states your license then.
Dan, besides the purchase agreement, you got that offer. There's sellers' concessions to talk about, the terms of the contract, the days of occupancy, the closing date. I mean, typically that could be a little flexible, but you know, some changes like amenities in the house, whether or not that chandelier is going to go with it, and you got to put all this stuff in writing.
You know, sellers concessions really confuses a lot of sellers. So what I tell them is, I say, listen, I don't even tell them. I say, here's what you're netting. let's say it's $185,000, but here's how it's going to work out on paper. It's $190 with you giving $5,000 back. What's the downside? You have to make sure it appraises, and you're paying slightly more cost because of appreciation or because of percentages with commission and so forth, transfer tax.
So Dan just hit on one of my favorite topics. He says it depends on what it's going to appraise for. Now, one of my hot buttons is that when a real estate agent, you're going to say they should all do this. When a real estate agent and the appraisers, they set up an appointment to go have the house appraised. Does the agent come in hand with 3 or 4 comparables that have sold in the area to give the agent a pretty good idea of what has sold?
Here's what we do, Harry. We take the lockbox off the house after it's sold and say, listen, that was an appointment-only home. We'll have to meet you out there. Gives us a reason to meet them out there, and then certainly hand them something, and then you read them. Do they want to be bothered or not? Or is it simply, hey, I don't want to do your job?
Not bothering.
No. I think that's an excellent way to go, because I'm telling you now, I can't tell you how many times a day I review appraisals that in hot areas, Ferndale, Berkeley, Royal Oak, all up and down what we call the Oakland County Woodward Corridor, where there are homes that have sold for higher, more current, and an appraiser uses an old comparable that might be a half a mile to 3/4 of a mile away.
Maybe they didn't do their homework, or maybe they didn't use all the homes that were for sale by owner. But here's the thing: if you go there and you read that appraiser, some appraisers don't want to be bothered. But if you approach them, just say, "Not going to do your job for you, but here's what I use. And good luck. Open the door. Please lock up."
And Dan, that will prevent a lot of things, because do you know how hard it is to get a reconsideration of value?
I just know
very difficult.
I don't like dealing with the.
You have less than a 10% chance to get a reconsideration of value on an appraisal.
Well, the first thing I say, if I have a house that comes in light, I talk to the listing agent. Of course, they'd call, with the head of his team and say, "Well, did you meet the appraiser at the property and show him how you priced the house out?" Well, no.
Right.
Well, why not? Well, that's not my job. No, that is your job.
Your job is to make sure the deal goes through, and that.
Right.
And if we put our name
has to go
behind
through the right way,
if we
but
put
I'll
our name
agree with
behind
that.
the price, we have to prove it not only to. I tell them you have to sell a lot of people during this transaction.
I realize making a call to put a sign on the ground is difficult, and using terms like handyman's dream and cozy bungalow is very difficult. But it's not going to take too much time to meet the appraiser at the property and say,
this
"Hey,
is, Alex, this is a job. Some people think it's part-time and you do it here and there, but it's a real job to make sure things.
No doubt.
So
Hey, let me throw out the number, guys. 248-539-9797, Mr. Glantz.
Yeah, I would tell you, one of my favorite attorneys did call me and said, don't they realize that when people make offers, they're tying up the property in a legal agreement?
Yeah, well, once they accept the offer, yeah, without a doubt, and that's where you have to let the people, the buyers know. One, earnest money has to come in, which sometimes they why do I have to put money down?
That's right.
They're taking it off the market and they're trusting that you're going to move forward in the transaction.
There you go.
All right, we're going to continue our constant theme on the show is to educate yourself, get the knowledge behind you. The knowledge gives you the confidence. It's a process, A to Z. There's a lot of nuts and bolts in between there. Make sure you do it the right way. Hey, you're going to enjoy the experience a lot more if you get that approval letter in hand, and that's why I urge you to call Capital at 1-800-LOW-RATE. Deal with real people, real professionals. Let's go out to Don. Hey, Don, sounds like you bought a house and whoops, something else changed in the situation. What's going on?
Yeah, well, I bought a house this past October utilizing my VA. And, I went through the appraisal and everything and was present there. And they did a property measurement on the existing property markers in the subdivision. A new buyer just bought the subdivision and is putting in new homes and is in the process of building a new home next to me, an empty lot there. And I just received a letter that they're saying that my fence that was there when we bought the house is over the property line by 10 feet. I was wondering what my recourse is or what my next course of action should be.
Well, surveys aren't required on purchase transactions anymore. They used to be. You're going to want to contact a survey company.
We'll get you in touch with Chemtech. Yeah,
Chemtech can do it for you. And you're going to figure out exactly, who's right and who's wrong regarding that. If it is on your neighbor's lot or the lot that they're going to build on, you're going to have to take it down.
Yeah, take it down, maybe put it right back up, or do whatever you need to do.
Right.
Maybe work with the builder. And there's another thing you can do. Again, let's find out the facts first. We're going to refer you to Chemtech Survey Company. Mel Joseph's company is fantastic. They'll do all that for you. But then you can go back to the builder and say, "Hey, look, can we make this right? Because you don't want to hold him up. Maybe he'll help you move the fence down and put it back up at the right price, or maybe you'll take the fence down so he can complete his construction job and then maybe put it back up at a later time."
Who put the fence up? The builder? Or
it was already there at his house.
Okay.
It was already there when I bought the house.
Yeah, Don, we'll give you the number after the show and give them a call and do a survey, and you guys can go from there.
All right. Thanks.
Okay, I appreciate it.
Thanks for the call, Don. Again, you can never gather enough information about the house you're buying. You can go down to the city and find out what the property lines look like. Again, does your lot look like it's bigger than everyone else's in the neighborhood? There's a reason to go check it out.
Even though a survey is not required on a purchase transaction or refinance anymore, I would still, just to make sure. Because
it's not outrageous. About $150, I think. now
that's
on
a mortgage survey, $110.
Usually works in a subdivision,
A stake survey is a little bit more.
Yeah, I just think it's worth it.
$500-700.
All right, we're up against another break. It's 9:26. Come on back and join us. 248-539-9797.
97.1 Dear fellow citizen, this morning I woke up at 6, brushed my teeth, got dressed, made breakfast for my daughter, packed her lunchbox while I tried to put my lipstick on, brought her to school and got myself to work. If you can relate, I'm with you. And if you don't like getting bank fees that you weren't expecting, I'm there with you too. At Citizens Bank, we have an account called One Deposit Checking. It was created for people like us. Just one deposit of any amount each statement period waives the monthly maintenance fee. It was created so your money could go to you and the lunchboxes that you have to pack, not bank fees. So if you have a question about avoiding fees, ask me. Because I'm not just a fellow working mom, I'm a fellow citizen. Sincerely, Samantha Park, Senior Personal Banker, Citizens Bank.
Member FDIC. Citizens Bank is a brand name of Citizens Bank N.A. and Citizens Bank of Pennsylvania.
We've all been there. We're waking up together. We're going to bed at the same time. And when we're away from each other, we just can't bear to spend a minute apart. But lately, it seems that the objects of our affection are just that. Objects. Our digital devices. We just can't put them down. At work, at home, in the out with friends, wherever, whenever. It doesn't matter. We just can't get enough of our little screens. And we're not putting them down anytime soon. We get it. That's why SVS Vision created DigiSmart. Everyday lenses designed to help reduce eye fatigue caused by digital devices. Part of the new iDef collection, a signature line of lenses exclusively from SVS Vision. Hey, your phone isn't the only thing that's smart. Learn more at svsvision.com. SVS Vision, official optical provider of the Detroit Lions. Live your life in iDef.
At Bourdain's, Mother's Day is bigger, better, bloomier.
Hi, I'm Calvin Bourdain, and for more than 75 years, Bourdain's has grown some of Mom's favorite gifts. May I suggest one of our stunning 17-inch geraniums, or our exclusive Mandevilla planters, complete with 48-inch metal obelisk.
Mom is sure to love one of our jumbo moss-hanging baskets and a colorful planter to brighten up her porch or patio. You know that mothers love flowers, especially if she knows they came from Bourdain's.
You're right, Fiona. And this week we have some big savings, like $5 off select hanging baskets.
And take 20% off our beautiful Bourdain-grown roses.
Add some music to Mom's garden with Corinthian Bell wind chimes. This week only, 25% off.
If your mum prefers to make her own selections, purchase a gift card in-store or online at Bourdains.com. It's a perfect way to make her day.
So come visit us at Bourdain's for some gift-giving inspiration for Mom.
Bourdain's, bigger, better, bloomier.
Weingarts, everything from lawn to snow.
Hi, I'm Dan Weingarts. Our family is celebrating 70 years of helping families like yours find everything you need to care for your lawn. Over the years, we've grown with you to offer the unbeatable selection of outdoor power equipment you've come to know and trust. And our experienced technicians and unmatched parts inventory keep your equipment running like new. During our Time to Mow sale, check out the all-new Cub Cadet XT Enduro series of lawn tractors. They take the already high standards of Cub Cadet tractors to a new level with unmatched durability, handling, and comfort. The premium XT2 and XT3 tractors offer a performance package that you will only find at independent retailers. Better selection, better savings, and honest answers are what you should expect from us. We are proud that these values help make us the Cub Cadet 2014 National Retailer of the Year. Visit us in Utica, Farmington Hills, Cedar Springs, Clarkston, and Ann Arbor, or see all of our Time to Mow. From our family to yours, thank you for letting us serve you.
Weingarts, everything from lawn to snow.
Did you know there's more than one Las Vegas? There's the Strip with families on vacation and questionable odds. Then there's downtown Vegas, the original gambling and entertainment mecca. That's where you'll find the D Las Vegas. Book your stay at thed.com. The D Las Vegas, your home for Detroit sports in Vegas.
Sports news all day, every day. This is 97.1 The Ticket.
Brought to you by the Lofts of Goodman Acker. Sure. Tigers 6-5 over the Royals. They won on a walk-off bunt, but problems after the game. David Price allowed 5 runs in a career-high 13 hits before leaving the game in the 7th with a fluke hamstring injury that happened when he stepped on a bat backing up home plate. Anibal Sanchez today for the first-place Tigers, now a half game ahead of KC. 12:40 right here on 97-1 The Ticket. Red Wings give head coach Mike Babcock the okay to speak with other teams. At least 5 others reportedly are interested. Lions at minicamp for the first day yesterday. First-round pick Laken Tomlinson working out a left guard. He played right guard in college. Reports are that Patriots quarterback Tom Brady about to be suspended by the NFL this week. This according to the New York Daily News. NBA playoffs. The Clippers over the Rockets 124-99. Bulls over Cleveland 99-96. Stanley Cup playoffs. Rangers 2-1 in overtime over the Capitals. Anaheim 4. Calgary 2. For the 1-800-CALL SAM studios, I'm Jeff Lesson. For more, 971theticket.com.
You can now watch Valenti and Foster live streaming video afternoons 2 to 6 at 971theticket.com.
Welcome back to the show. 9:32. It's the Hardcore Mortgage Show brought to you by Capital Mortgage Funding. Give us a call. 1-800-LOW-RATE, the best mortgage banker. Also, you can call us live here in the studio, 248-539-9797. Always here to answer your questions about mortgages and real estate. Harvey Freed, Harry Glanz, and Alex Nafusi with Capital Mortgage. Dan Dubinsky with Skyward Realty in downtown Royal Oak. There's nothing more and a lot of fun this time of year, too.
The office late last night, and it was just packed, that city. A ton of people out there, it's summertime. Great.
It's summertime. It's a fun place to live. These small cities like Royal Oak, Ferndale, Plymouth, Romeo, whatever you're at, they're all over the place. I don't want to leave one out, but they're fun.
Yeah, sense of community now. We find a lot of the younger generation wants to buy there. They want to be able to walk into town. They want to be able to know the people at this corner store, that kind of thing. And it's we're seeing more and more doing that. And, the prices are going up. They're reflecting it.
Yeah, Royal Oak was jumping last night, had dinner in Royal Oak, then went downtown, took in, you ready? Hall & Oates was at the Fox last night.
I love Daryl Hall.
It was great.
Yeah. I put that awesome. All the time, man.
See, everybody gets a rise out of Hall & Oates. Hall & Oates at the Fox.
I like that. Hey, Maureen, you're out there in Chesterfield. Good morning. Thanks for calling in. Go ahead.
Hi. My question is this. I put an offer in on a home with my niece as a cash offer. We find out Monday. It's a foreclosed home. And obviously, this is for my niece who will be living in it. She doesn't have much. She doesn't have bad credit. She's establishing credit. My husband and I had the money to buy this house. So our question is, after this goes through, which I'm really confident it will, is she going to be able to get a mortgage on this and my name go off? I'm not sure how we're going to play this out because we're going to want to replenish our money back.
Yes, you will be able to. You got to make sure you guys are both on title, and you can do a refinance transaction down the road and take yourself off title and put her on.
Oh, you're making my day.
I'm trying. That's what I do.
So then I will call your office.
Outstanding. Thanks, Maureen. Thanks for the call. I appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
All right. Of course, in that situation, you got to prepare yourself now so that you're able to get a mortgage maybe 2 or 3 years from now. Again, the best thing, of course, thanks for the call, Maureen, is that we do get in touch with your niece. Let's find out what her credit looks like. Let's give her all the pointers she needs so she can establish her credit and pull those credit scores up. 248-539-9797. A new survey came out. Financial knowledge reveals that Americans, we're not real savvy. In fact, it shows that although 58% of the surveyed said that we are financially savvy, only 38% of them actually knew what their interest rates were like on their number one credit card they were using. And it's funny because so often when we talk to people, they really don't even know what their interest rate is, what their program is, what their adjustable rate mortgage converts to, when, how. You need to learn this stuff. I mean, there's no doubt. We talk about it every Saturday here on the show.
Well, how about signing a purchase agreement? People don't even know what they're signing. Yesterday, we had a situation where, have you ever had a buyer or come into contact with a buyer that purchased a home in an online auction?
I haven't had that. I haven't had that one yet.
Right now.
Okay, exactly. So what happens is you go online and you click on, you do all your clicking around, and next thing you know, a purchase agreement comes out, and it has all these stipulations about how this online auction and how you won the bid.
You won the bid.
So in there, the costs are, and we always talk about what the line items on costs are. So there's a cost, you have to pay the auction house.
This has to be the same company that I was dealing with.
So you have to pay the auction house. So there's about a $3,600 charge that the buyer is responsible for. It says it in the purchase agreement. And also it says there's a $299 charge. It's called a technology fee.
Okay, I can live with the $2.99.
You can. So for clicking a button, you got to pay $2.99. So what I did was I called the borrower because one of the guys in our office brought it to me and said, "Do you know about this?" I said, "Sure. Let's call the borrower." I want to make sure the borrower knows that there are these extraneous charges that he's responsible for at the closing.
Did they know
that you have to write a separate check for,
which is pretty sketchy.
So you go there and you have to write a separate check for a technology fee and the auction house fee. So I called the guy up and I said, "Listen, we read the purchase agreement over." I said, "Do you know that you're responsible for these two items?" Right. He flat out says, "No."
It's $4,000.
I didn't know about this, and it's $4,000.
You'd be surprised how many people don't read what they signed.
I don't understand how somebody could not know that they're responsible for $4,000.
I'm not going to lie, that's not what I use the internet for.
Right, exactly.
True story. I had a purchase agreement yesterday. I had a true story with a real purchase agreement, and I called the real estate agent up, and I said, "Hey, I'm looking all over this purchase agreement, and I don't see a closing date." He said, "It isn't on there?"
It is not.
He said it is. I said, "You're the selling and the listing agent, and he owns the house."
Like
it isn't on there.
Like my favorite attorney always says, it's a legal transaction,
right,
and it's all in the documents, and you are responsible for reading those kind of things. And I just don't understand how you don't know what you're being charged for. And our business is only about disclosure. If it's about anything, it's about disclosure. So when we call and we talk to people about what they have authorized, their signatures on a document, and we go line item by line item over it, we're one of the only people in the transaction that works directly for the client.
Absolutely. 248-539-9797.
Your buyer's agent should be working for them as well.
Only if they sign a buyer's agency agreement.
Right, this is true.
Well,
if they're doing it online, you're right.
Usually in the state of Michigan, okay, the agents work for whom?
The agents are working for the seller.
Because why?
Well,
because the seller pays their commissions. That's why.
Exactly. Yeah. Unless you used to have that. But you very, very seldom these days see a non-buyer agency representing a buyer. You have, it says right now, the commission split, you'll see buyer agent, 3%, transaction coordinator, usually 1%, and non-agency, 1%. So unless you want to get paid less, you're going to represent your buyer.
All right, we're going to segue a little bit into refinancing because we're up against some deadlines this year. The HARP loans are going to expire in December, at the end of this year, so 2015. I actually picked up a couple clients recently that still haven't taken advantage of it. Look, folks, if you have a conventional mortgage, that's the beginnings of this. If it's an FHA loan, you probably qualify for an FHA Streamline, and you probably have enough equity in your house where you can convert your FHA mortgage to a conventional loan. Be sure to find out where you stand in the game of this. This is all about you saving money, doing the right things for your family. Again, whether you're staying in the house for 2 more years, 5 more years, maybe 10 years, maybe you need to go ahead and lock in a fixed rate, maybe for the next 10 or 15 years, and get your family all set up. Sleep at night and definitely take care of some business.
I think we're months away from me making the statement that we're back to the old prices of 2007.
Uh-oh.
I'm months away.
Well, we're well in the 90s, right? We're well in the 90 percentile, correct?
But I'll hold on to that comment we'll see.
Let's sit tight on that. 9:39, we're going to go out to Aaron and Holly. Good morning. Aaron, you're live on the ticket. Go ahead.
How you guys doing?
Good. What's up, Aaron? Holly Broncos.
Yeah. I bought a house back in 2010 when the market was real low. And I've been looking at sites, and according to the sites, my house is up about $40,000. So we figured it'd be a good time to buy it. Interest rates are still a little low. Now, if I want to sell my house because we want to buy a new one, how would we go about buying the new one without selling our house? Because I don't want to I've got a family, so I don't know how we would do it without.
You make the offer. First, you got to sit down with a mortgage company and figure out, if you can do that once you sell your home. But what you do is you make it contingent upon the sale of your home if you put an offer on another home. Typically, what our buyers do these days is they wait till they sell their home and then they make it contingent on the close. Contingent on the sale and close is a big difference.
Yeah.
The close, usually you wait till after the inspection and you're well on your way to closing. I talked about one this morning. We're doing simultaneous closing. We're closing on their home in the morning on the sale of theirs and buying the new one in the afternoon.
It's scary. Timing's everything, Aaron. There's no doubt about it. Every family out there, all your neighbors, everyone who owns the next house up, they had to sell their existing house at one time. They needed to do it to qualify for the new property. Usually you'll get it sold quickly, and you'll put on there that you'll give yourself maybe 60 days of occupancy. And that's giving you, 2 months to hang out there at the old house After you close, now you can aggressively go after any house out there for a whole bunch of reasons. A, you're already approved, and B, you have the funds to close and your house is sold.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Get the feelers out there. You start getting properties from your agent, knowing what neighborhoods cost. And so you know you're ready to jump into the game when your home does sell and you're not waiting around, because that's going to take 30 to 45 days as well.
That's a good call, Aaron. It's the number one thing people ask
Aaron,
us.
just as long as you qualify for both houses, you can buy the new one and then list your old one once you move into the new house. Both payments. I mean, just be prepared to make double house payments for a couple months if you have to.
And a rental income doesn't count, right?
Correct. But yeah, Aaron, I'll call after the show and give you some more information. We'll get it taken care of for you.
All right, sounds good. Thank you.
Thanks, man.
All right. Oh boy, you better have some professional people involved. Again, now we're already talking about negotiations. You're going to sell your house. You got professional people coming over there. You got to have it staged. Now you get an idea of what you're going to sell it for, because based on what the other homes have sold for in the neighborhood. Now you know how much money you're going to be working with after commission, transfer tax, title insurance as a seller. So now you've got the money thing all figured out. Yeah. Find out, like you said, Danielle, you're already sort of been out there looking at the areas you're going to buy, the price range you're going to buy. So when those houses go up, you're ready to make that offer.
You're educated. You know, if you know and you've seen this, the history of what sold in the last month while you're marketing your home, you're going to have a good idea if this is a deal or not a deal. You know, and the other thing too, Harry, is we were talking about contracts and hidden items. Sellers or new builds these days, they want the buyer to pay the transfer tax. And unless you know what you're looking for, you're going to get hit with a big cost.
Yeah, that's prevalent on new construction.
$8.60 per thousand.
Absolutely.
All righty, we're up against a break, but when we come back, all of your calls, 248-539-9797.
You've been hearing now that home prices here in Southeast Michigan are on the rise, and you're probably thinking it might make sense to wait to list your property. Don't. Hi, I'm Realtor Jeff Glover. Also on the rise are inventory levels and interest rates. And when those two increase simultaneously, prices fall, taking money out of your pocket. But don't just take it from me.
Hi, I'm Katie Androff.
And I'm Andrew Androff. And, we had our house listed with another realtor. 10 months on the market, no offers.
And, with 2 small children, it was extremely frustrating to get ready for those showings.
But then Jeff Glover came along, and he sold our house within weeks.
And we got the price we wanted.
Homeowners who sell their homes with Jeff get an average of 98% of their asking price and sell their homes in an average of 23 days. Call Jeff Glover today at 855-JEFF-SELLS. Jeff Glover and his team have more positive reviews on Zillow than any other realtor in the state. Call Jeff at 855-JEFF-SELLS or online at 855jeffsells.com. Realtor Jeff Glover. A household name. Jeff Glover is affiliated with Keller Williams Realty.
Ah, the sound of commerce. Every day at Blue Cross Blue Shield of Michigan and Blue Care Network, we get to go to work with companies like yours. Companies that crunch numbers, transport goods, and move merchandise. From law offices to heavy machinery, Blue Cross is proud to be on the job for you with the coverage and security your employees recognize and trust. We know business is personal. The people you work with can feel like family. That's why we give you the tools to protect them while also providing you with affordable, complete insurance solutions on the business end. Maybe that's why more workers and businesses choose us than any other health insurer in Michigan. No matter what business you're in, our business will help protect your employees. So talk to your Blue Cross agent today or visit bcbsm.com/employers. Blue Cross Blue Shield of Michigan. Confidence comes with every card.
Hey, check this out. Say something smart, Polly.
Bell Tire has the lowest tire price, period.
Everybody knows that.
Bell Tire does more. Alignments, batteries, shocks, and struts.
I wonder where he picked that up.
He's been talking to this guy.
Bell Tire.
Honey, there's a tire in our kitchen.
I know. He's amazing.
Everybody knows Bell Tire has the lowest tire price, period. But we also offer a full line of automotive services, including alignments, batteries, shocks, and struts, and more. At Bell Tire, you always get the lowest tire price, period, on a full line of great brand name tires. And you get the best installation package in the business, great customer service, and ASE certified mechanics to work on your car. There's a lot more to Bell Tire than tires.
Ask me about brakes.
Get the lowest tire price, period, and more. Only at Bell Tire.
Bell Tire's open late Monday and Thursday 8 to 8, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday 8 to 6, Saturday 8 to 5. For the Bell Tire near you, call 888-GO-BELL or go to belltire.com.
Hey, we're having a new patio built out back for barbecues, entertaining, nice place to relax. My wife wants it to look good. I want it to last. Well, Unilock pavers are built to last. The durability of Endura Color Plus is unbeatable, and it comes with a lifetime guarantee. But the best advice Unilock gave us was to hire a great contractor, because the work that goes into installing the pavers is as important as the pavers you choose. Unilock. Choose the best. Build it right.
O'Reilly. Changing your own motor oil can save you money and time, and O'Reilly Auto Parts has the tools and supplies you need to get the job done quick, clean, and easy. Pick up an oil change kit from O'Reilly Auto Parts on sale for $5. It includes shop towels, a funnel, drain pan, and hand cleaner. O'Reilly Auto Parts. Better prices every day.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
The Kansas City Royals are in town for another big series with your Detroit Tigers. And 97.1 The Ticket will be there at Gate A with live broadcasts, the street team, and the ticket checks. Stop by for your chance to win Michigan Lottery's $1,000 a week $2 instant game ticket. Win up to $1,000 a week for life. Over $35 million in total cash prizes. Just imagine the possibilities. For tickets to any Tigers home game, call 866-66-TIGER or visit tigers.com.
Detroit's home field advantage.
97.1 The Ticket.
Welcome back. 9:47. It's May 9, 2015. Gorgeous day. If you're just joining us, this is the Hardcore Mortgage Real Estate Business Show brought to you by Capital Mortgage Funding. We're in our 15th season of bringing it to you. That's right. Our clients save a ton of money if they're refinancing, if they're purchasing a house. They learn how to do it the right way. A to Z, we'll teach you all about it. Deal with the professionals. Capital Mortgage Funding right here in your backyard in Southfield, Michigan. That's easy enough. Give us a call. 1-800-LOW-RATE, the best mortgage banker. Got some time to take your calls live in the studio, 248-539-9797. And, of course, Dan Dubinsky, who brought in, this is unbelievable, Dan. Maybe you should go back to school. What a chart here. It looks like his geometry teacher is definitely going to be proud of him. I can barely say it.
You know,
Holy moly,
again,
that's a graph.
I was telling Harry as we were walking in that this supports what we were thinking was going to happen. And, you know, we got first one here is days to sell, right? Look at January, you're at 26, probably up to 30. February, same thing. And then as we see it go down in March. And now in May, we're about, what is it? About 17, 18 days to sell.
Well, look, we're on the streets. All four of us are street guys. We get our business from the street. We're out there. We're walking around. We're in offices all day long, just talking to people, making presentations. But when you have the metrics and the analytics to back up what we know on the street, it just makes you more powerful when you're sitting down in front of somebody and you're talking to them. So we knew, like we said, starting in January of 2012, we knew that 12, 13, 14, and now 15 were going to be really good home purchase buying years.
Right.
Okay, say that 5 times fast.
Yeah.
Home purchase buying years. All right, and it's proven out, but you have to understand it. People are slow to get back in. And then all of a sudden, when the whole crowd, when the herd mentality takes over and everybody's getting back in, crazy things start to happen.
Don't be that guy, though.
Multiple, what?
With that person that just follows big. My neighbors are moving, so I got to move too.
That's it. So multiple offers start happening. Things start getting a little bit out of control. And then what happens is, and I'm this guy, yes, I am. I'm the home value guy. Values haven't caught up with sales yet.
Right. How come we know that? Dan knows that. A lot of people know it.
It's a good segue into the next chart here.
But there you go.
Yeah, and which shows us, you know, what January the average price was just under 200,000. February followed suit. March we pop over probably to about 220. April 225. May we're close to 250. Guess what's going to happen in June, guys? What do you think?
It's going to go up. It's going to go up.
Yeah, exactly.
And then what will end up happening, like last year in the fall, the values start to go down because the sales start to dwindle a little bit off of spring and summer purchases.
People worry about switching their kids' school districts and all that.
Right, that's right.
You combine this,
get the house
combine this with your mortgage rate chart, right, which is steady and it's not doing a whole lot. It's a great time. But if you look at that,
it's a perfect time to buy.
Yeah, exactly, without a doubt. Those rates are so low.
If you find, and our advice always is this: if you find that house that you love, and it's the area that you want to be in, and it fits your lifestyle, okay, and key ingredient, you can afford it. You have to buy it now.
Well, that's a lot of things. I mean,
you have to buy it now.
Just those 4 or 5 extremely important things in life. Yeah, those are very important things.
But that's why people should buy houses. Obviously, if it's the area that they want to be in, a school district, close to shopping, all the amenities, close to family. You can always drive to work, right? You can always drive wherever you work. But if it's the area for your lifestyle that you want to be in it and you can afford it, Buy the house now.
Yeah.
School district, all those things.
Don't wait.
And for our sellers, right, this goes hand in hand with the second chart where the prices are going up. We're now getting 98.7% of the asking price.
Great.
Yeah,
That's
we're
outstanding.
below back in January, February.
But you got to understand what the market, what you're willing to go up to when you're bidding on these houses. As we mentioned, there's multiple bids. You got to have your approval. How much can you afford? And then what if you have to overbid on the house? Do you have the extra money to make up the shortfall
From
that
the
the appraisal
appraisal
might not come in at that price?
Or are you comfortable in getting, remember, it's not all about price sometimes. Sometimes terms are very important. Now, if you have a condo that your realtor knows very well, you know what? Maybe get rid of the inspection clause. Get rid of the inspection of the documents because he's already done it. So that now you put your foot forward as opposed to another offer. A seller will take maybe $2,000 less, but they know they sold it because they don't have to do that inspection.
Right. Not that we'd ever tell anyone to
but
waive an inspection.
I got to here.
But it did say condo in there. He did
I'm
say
never
condo.
telling anybody to waive an inspection.
Only condo. And here,
I
let me
don't
tell
care
you-
what it is.
Well, I'll tell you what.
I don't care if it's a doghouse, my man.
If I'm spending $500,000, I'm getting inspected.
We're getting an inspection.
You know what? Have you seen an inspection on a condo and the interior? Really, they're doing the interior only. The outside,
Right,
is what
it's
it
covered
is.
by the association,
Yeah,
right.
and so you're talking about opening windows, flushing toilets, doing appliances.
Well, get the budget.
$200
Hey,
bucks,
better
I'm
check
fine
the
with
budget.
Right. Well, no, I'm just not because of that. It's to try to put your best foot forward and get that offer.
I understand. I'm just telling you, me
Guys,
as a buyer.
I am never going to ever advise somebody not to get a home inspection.
Right, I'm talking a high-rise condo.
I
so-
hear you, bro.
Yeah.
What
Mr.
you
Downtown
said.
Royal Oak, 248-539-9797. Hey, gentlemen, let's go to TJ out there in Holly. Holly's our city today. Hey, TJ, what's up?
Hello.
TJ,
Hi, TJ,
lower that
what's up?
radio. Come on, you've heard
Hi, TJ.
you've heard the radio people tell you. Lower that radio. What's going on, man?
I couldn't hear you.
Of
It's
course
because
not.
your radio's on. DJ, turn the radio down.
Come on,
and then
TJ.
go ahead with your question.
Go on, bud.
I turned it up.
All right.
I'm self-employed. I'm a manufacturer's rep, and I've taken the home office deduction for my house for the last 25 years. Getting ready to sell. What is my liability? I mean, is there a line item on my taxes that I have to figure into that, or is it prorated, or what goes on?
No, nothing.
Nothing.
Well, our first answer is call your CPA, but our next
Yeah.
answer is nothing.
No, I mean, that has nothing
Nothing.
to do with selling your house.
Yeah.
The home office deduction has nothing to do with
Yeah,
selling
you're going to
your house.
sell, you're going to move into a new place, and you're going to move your office to the new home, correct?
No, I'm going to retire.
Oh,
good.
perfect.
Congratulations, my man.
Pete, you've got a CPA, don't you?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, I would give him a call or her a call and just double check. But yeah, to my knowledge, no, there's nothing that's going to jam you up selling your house.
Not at all.
All right.
You
All
won't-
right.
you won't have a problem.
I heard different. Thank you very much.
You got
Good
it.
luck.
Thank you,
All
sir.
right. All right. The guy at the donut shop
What do you
always
mean he
knows
heard-
more than
what-
the mortgage
what do you
guys
mean-
or
what do you
someone's
mean-
uncle.
Wait,
Well,
time
here,
out.
get me
Time out,
started.
time out. What do you
Yeah.
mean you heard different?
Well, here, you
What
ready?
are you, call,
Do you want me to
what are you
explain?
calling 10 people
He's
to
saying-
get the answer you want?
He's, he's saying that there is a percentage that he used as the home office that he has.
So?
I don't
He
know.
still lives in the house. It's his primary residence.
Right.
He's going to sell it as a primary residence. It's in a residential neighborhood. It's what it is.
So
You're selling your house. Just because you take a deduction doesn't mean. I mean, look.
I'm going to get in trouble.
I'm
There's
not a
only
CPA.
7
I don't
minutes
play
to
one
go.
on the
I'm going to get in
radio,
trouble. There's always that client that I have. So now you guys have the client too, or I've heard differently. I spoke to my cousin, uncle's sister, and she has no money. She's broke.
Consider
and
the source, right?
Well,
You gotta
folks,
figure out the source.
come on, wake up. Stop talking to Uncle Louie. He knows nothing about the mortgage industry. You got to deal with professionals. I mean, the mortgage industry is changing. I said it at our meeting recently, Harry. I have to educate myself daily on all the changes in the industry. It's nonstop. Again, whether you had a foreclosure or bankruptcy, call the professionals at Capital Mortgage. Can you get back into the housing game? The answer is yes in many occasions. We have to check out the dates.
You
Go
mentioned
ahead.
Cousin Louie and all that, and who you're getting information from. There's a place I go get sushi at in Royal Oak all the time. I went there.
You always say the story.
This is the great example ever, though. All of a sudden,
Did
I
they
go
tell you
in.
mortgage business?
No. I walk in.
tells
I'm
the
like,
sushi guy story.
I'm like, where'd everybody go? Like, all the staff's gone. Oh, they went to go work at this huge
Don't say
conglomerate
it.
mortgage company.
Don't say it.
I'm like, wait. See, the other day you're bringing me sushi, and now you're writing mortgages. I got it. Okay, consider the source.
Hey, don't you want people to better themselves, my man?
I do.
I do. Yeah.
I'm kidding.
Funds to close, gifts, grants.
What's better than hanging out with me?
Find out also, Dan, you talked about it. You're down to like something like 18, 20 days on the market. I mean, it's an average. You were throwing out that beautiful chart.
Right.
But again, you better have your ducks in a row. And this is why we're urging everyone to get the professionals involved.
Certainly, you got to price it right? Make sure it shows wonderful. And this time of year, you know what? Curb appeal is huge. Flowers, landscaping, get all that done.
Stage the house properly. All right, it's another version of the Hardcore Mortgage Show. I want to thank everyone for joining us. Again, all the callers. Be sure to call Capital Mortgage Mortgage all day long. If you didn't get in, 1-800-LOW-RATE, the best mortgage banker. Here, you got something to say?
I'm all good. Have
You're
a
all
great
good?
weekend, you guys.
All right,
You guys,
fantastic.
Happy Mother's
For
Day.
Harry Glanz, Dan
Happy
Dubinsky.
Mother's Day to all the mothers out there.
Oh, thanks for saving us.
Alex, Harvey,
Appreciate
everybody's
it.
mother out there. Tell Cookie I said hi.
Got it. See you guys all
Tell
next
Julie
Saturday.
I said hi. Happy Mother's Day to everybody. My wife, she's a mother.
Pat Caputo coming up next with sports.
The preceding was a paid program. Views expressed on this program are not necessarily those of CBS Radio, its sponsors, or affiliates.
97.1 The Ticket.
Hi, Harry Glanz for Capital Mortgage Funding. Rates are at historic lows, and they're not going down to zero. So what are you waiting for? Call 1-800-LOW-RATE and let our award-winning staff help you save money. If you're looking to purchase a new home, refinance your existing home, and you want to save money, call 1-800-LOW-RATE and take advantage of these historic low rates. That's Capital Mortgage Funding, 1-800-LOW-RATE, the best mortgage banker. What are you waiting for? Call 1-800-LOW-RATE. Capital Mortgage Funding is powered by Fairway Independent Mortgage Corporation, NMLS ID number 2289, Equal Housing Lender.
She wiped your runny nose. She kissed your little boo-boos. She changed your poopy diaper. I'm talking about, of course, your mother, the saintly heroine who powdered your little behind and selflessly supported your adolescent passion for the drums. Show your appreciation this Mother's Day at the ABC Warehouse Pay Mom Back Sale, where you can save up to 65% store-wide. Mom warned you not to sit so close to the TV or it would ruin your eyes. Reward her with a brand new LED HD TV. She made you eat your vegetables. Repay her with a new appliance, and she tucked you into Betty Buy. So put her to bed with a comfy new mattress set from ABC Warehouse. Sure, when she gave your tender bottom a good spanking, she said, "Someday you'll thank me for this." Well, someday is finally here, and you'll never play with matches again, will you?
It's the Pay Mom Back Sale going on now through Saturday at ABC Warehouse. Get an LED 1080p 50-inch TV for only $378, or give Mom a hand in the kitchen and get 36% off a Whirlpool self-cleaning gas range, closeout priced at just $447. ABC Warehouse.